Okay, day 17 for those who are keeping up with this. Darn it, I just saw something I need to finish. So I got all the top caps on, and somebody on Facebook, um, on the Treehouses forum, asked about the front. So I'll go ahead and show the framing to the front. So here's the front. The reason why this is open is because there will be this whole side. What I have left to do for this is cut off the excess there, and the whole structure will butt up to the end of that, or that'll be the edge of it. So the shingles will hang off the cedar, or I think we're doing batten sides. I'm not sure yet what we're doing for the structure, but the edge will hang over so water will just run off. So those will be cut off, and then obviously that end board out there, that end of that rim joist. But somebody asked about the front, so I wanted to show the underneath the structure and everything and walk you through everything again. So underneath, so I'll start over here. So underneath here, you have what I call a tri-beam. That's what I saw online, called a tri-beam. So my tri-beam consists of a tab on the bottom, a Treehouse attachment bolt with a double knee brace, and those are 4x6x10. Into on top is another tab with a fixed bracket on top to a 4x8x16, which goes all the way across. And the connection here, it's a little bit easier to see on this one, I think. We'll see if you can see that okay. Nope. You see it okay over here? Yeah, so if you see, what I did is in here, I did a bird's mouth cut into the 4x8. So it's about 2 inches up, and then so that angle comes in. And on Treehouse Supplies, they have a really good description. There's a video on making a tri-beam, treehousesupplies.com, and it shows you the exact cuts. It's not going to be exact as the way they did it, but it's pretty close. Anyway, so that's the framing, or the main structure for this side of this Doug fir. And the joists up here are all 2x8x12, except 2 of them. And the 2 of them are this one right here, and then this one right here. Those are 2x8x16, and they go all the way out to the front of the frame, and they go back to this rim joist here. The rim joist underneath. Under here, get out of the sun here. There you go. Under here, I have a 6x6 post. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. On in a concrete pad. That pad that holds 24 inches round in diameter and 24 inches deep. It doesn't frost here. I mean, it's rare. We don't really have a frost line, but our county calls for 18 inches. Anyway, I've talked about these before, but this is a post base that has a riser underneath. It sinks into the concrete while it's wet. You put a board across or two to keep it level, to keep the bracket level, and then put the 6x6 up. And it has that riser, so when water does come through, it doesn't rot the bottom, unless there's more than that, 3/4 of an inch. And if that's the case, then we'll probably be on a boat anyway. So then, looking back at the additional structure, you have this knee brace here, which is also bird mouth cut into that 4x8, and that goes into that one. And then another tab on the end there. This one was a little tricky. because if you this this knee brace, because if you look at it, it's not square with the beam that goes across. So there's a little bit of an angle this way to the cut up there, as well as angle this way. It's a little tricky. I think I got it, and it's super secure. So excited about that. So that's really the main part of the structure. And then in the front, what I did is with those two joists that were extended all the way front, I built a frame around that. So there's a frame that goes, a rim joist that goes out. I put in some joists there off of another kind of rim joist I did there at the back of those 2x8x12s. And then across I put a 4x6 beam with 3 knee braces. So 2 on the fir and then 1 on this big alder. And it goes all the way to the front. I sunk each post for railings in with 1/2 inch by 5.5 inch carriage bolts, all galvanized, of course, because it's going to be outside. So that's the framing. So I'm done with all the railings. However, I ran out of screws. I'm using these little, I'll show you what screws I'm using. I'm using these little decking screws for the top caps, and they're number 8 by 1.5 inch. And they really just kind of get sucked into the wood. It's pretty neat. Hardly see them at all. But anyway, so here's what it looks like from back here. I have that, let's see if I can get out of the sun so you can see that better. So I can see it better. So I have those 2 rails on, which are pretty neat. And then the rest of the top caps. I haven't screwed all the railings in because I ran out of screws. I think this is a pretty neat view over here too, to see it from down here. So that's what it looks like all framed out now. It's pretty neat. So let's walk up, see what it's like. Again, these stairs are, I got 3 stringers, 2x12 by 8. They go up almost 5 feet from bottom to the landing. And the rise and run is 10.5 deep by 7.5 up. So it's a good slope. And you come into this tree here, you can see the framing around that tree. It's a pretty cool little split Y-split alder there. What's pretty cool is my kids, who 12, 10, and 6, almost 7, they can like walk through here. I'm not a big guy, but I got a big belly, so so framed all the way around, and then railings going up. So the railings going up the stairs. Obviously I need to bring the blower up here and clean up the rest of this stuff. See, I got all the rails on now. I gotta fix this a little bit. What I'm gonna do is cut this back to the post and create another one that's that length, instead of just having that extra piece there. And so what's gonna happen is when you are coming up the stairs, the structure is gonna be, well, this is my initial plan, this could change, it's gonna be right here all the way up, and it's gonna be right here. So to get to the front door, you're gonna have to walk around here and come to the front door, which will be right here. This will be like a little porch deck area, put a barbecue out or something, I don't know. Well, so that's it. It's Father's Day, so I got some done today. And yeah, that's the rest of it. Over here, I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do in that hole. Maybe that's just a push kids off hole. Just joking. And then there's the bottom section. pretty happy with how it's turning out. I'll get those two on, this one over here screwed on. I have all the pieces, everything's cut, I just need more screws. And none of that is screwed on yet, but it's all cut to size. So there you go. Any suggestions? I might be signing off pretty soon until I get started with phase 2, which is building the structure. And I have had ideas, like I would, instead of putting the structure on the end here, I thought about continuing the railing down this side, and maybe even putting a zip line platform here, where this is the launch to zip line. I'm not sure yet. Makes it a little difficult because I don't really have a tree to tie to. Maybe this one over here I could tie to, have it come across, and you grab a hold of it from here. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. Hope you're having a good night. It's a beautiful night here in Oregon. And talk to you soon.